what size your emergency fund should be. Emergency fund. The first priority is to create an emergency fund to cover any unforeseen financial events. This way, you can avoid using credit to cover the unexpected, which is always more costly to you. Estimate what size your emergency fund should be and how quickly you can build up the required funds. Remember that building and maintaining the fund is an ongoing activity. How much should the fund be? Financial experts suggest 3 to 6 months of living expenses, not income, in the long term. That may sound like an insurmountable task. One method is to take a 3-step approach. Step 1. Put all other goals on hold until you have $1,000 in your emergency fund. If you have credit or loans, pay the minimum payments. Step 2. Once you have reached the $1,000 goal, you can begin to look at funding other goals, such as debt reduction and retirement, by reducing the amount you are allocating to your emergency fund. And finally, Step 3. When you have reached your final goal amount, 3 to 6 months of expenses as a starting point, you stop contributing to the fund. If you have to use it, you will have to replenish the amount you use. A suitable product for an emergency fund is a simple savings account. High-interest accounts usually have withdrawal penalties attached to them. Some require that you lock up your money for a set period. These types of accounts would be useless, as you cannot easily get your money back. You need easy access to the fund in the case of an However, if you have $5,000 in your emergency fund, you could put some of it into a money market mutual fund, where it would earn a higher rate of return but still be fairly accessible. The balance would be in the simple deposit account, where you could access it immediately for cash. Credit cards should not be overlooked. However, a credit card is suitable to use for emergency payments so long as you plan how you are going to pay off the balance. The credit card should only be used for emergencies, where the balance can be paid off within a month or two. A credit card should never be the primary source of emergency funds. Ignore this at your own risk. Managing debt. Regardless of the cause of debt, it has to be reduced or eliminated if you are to achieve good financial health. It is important to mention that some debts, such as mortgages, are designed to be paid off over a long period of time. Therefore, focus on reducing or removing more urgent short-term debts. The types of debts you need to be concerned with are debts that appear to be stuck on your monthly budget sheet. These debts could be debt incurred for urgent and necessary expenses, credit card debt, a large overdraft, multiple small loans, a student loan, and general lifestyle debts. Each of the debts listed requires slightly different treatment. You will have to understand the basics and then apply your understanding to deal with the debt. The most important step you can take is to make the removal of the debt a top priority. Secondly, you should remove the debt in the cheapest and most effective way possible. Your first job is to define the goal. For example, the goal could be to pay off your credit card debt, bring your overdraft down to a manageable level, or to clear a student loan. You should target specific debts, prioritizing them as you go. It's no good to say, pay off my debts and increase my income. This goal is far too broad. For help in this matter, you can turn to credit counseling organizations. They are there to help you do just this. You can search for quality agencies near you on the web at this location. You may be able to consolidate your debts into one. Add up how much you owe and work out what it is costing you per month to make the payments on these debts. Decide how much you wish to borrow to remove these debts and over what time period. Find out what the monthly repayments are. This consolidation will reduce your outgoings, improve cash flow, and eventually repay the debts. Next, identify financial products that you can use to repay the debts. If you are consolidating your debts, you will need a short-term loan, no more than 5 years, less if possible. Shop around to find the lowest interest rate you can. Also, avoid loans that have penalties for early repayment. With a flexible loan, you can always make larger repayments later on. In some cases, it may not be possible or desirable to consolidate your debts. For example, student loan debt typically has a lower interest rate than other types of debt, and the interest is tax deductible. You wouldn't want to consolidate that into a higher type of debt and one that is not tax deductible, which is every other type of debt except a mortgage, home equity loan, or investment loan. When you are dealing with a few different credit and loan balances, the basic strategy is to pay the minimum on all the balances. Put any extra payments to the one with the highest interest rate. Your goal is to pay that down faster, saving yourself some money in the process. Example: Pat has the following credit and loan balances. We assume that she has $1,000 in an emergency fund already. Pat can afford to pay $250 per month toward her debt. What should she pay on each debt? Be aware that it is possible that your income will increase while you have your loan. You may find a job or improve upon your existing one. If you are hungry for promotion in your job, your income could increase dramatically. This could allow you to clear the loan very quickly by increasing the payments and reducing the term.